नमस्कार, आर्यन होम्योपैथिक एकेडमी इंडिया में आपका स्वागत है। मैं हूं डॉक्टर आर्य। इन दिस वीडियो सीरीज we shall learn about the evolution of homeopathic repertory. Let me briefly give the introduction to the subject in this video. I may be allowed to quote here Dr. Hahnemann's famous quotation, which goes like this: when we have to do with an art whose end is the saving of human life, any neglect to make ourselves thorough master of it becomes a crime. Evolution of repertory, which for our convenience will divide into 4 parts. The first part is evolution of early repertories, development of middle age repertories, advances in late repertories, and some of the recent repertories. The repertory to the homeopathic materia medica is its key. It unlocks the treasure house of proving and make them available for practical use. History of repertory is as old as history of homeopathy itself. It is not only a fascinating tale, but it tells us how the previous generation of homeopaths toiled to make our work easier and surer. Earlier homeopaths devoted their lives to discover an easy way. It is a story of the birth, growth, and development of homeopathic repertory. You will find here as to how the philosophical concepts and the construction of repertory of our vast homeopathic materia medica changed from one author to another. Many compilations resulted as various minds approached the problem academically. Repertory compilation was started as soon as the provings became so numerous and bulky that one's mind could not retain the characteristic symptom of the remedies. One student after another vied with each other for some satisfactory method of cataloguing symptoms so that the remedy might be found without reading the whole of the proving. Repertory making is a never-ending activity. It has to keep pace with the growing materia medica on one hand and incorporate and maintain accuracy of verified data from the clinical confirmation on the other, so that to be of service to the profession. Nobody can understand any repertory unless we study the historical development of the concept of repertory and the gradual progression of the various repertories, discovering the thinking behind each concept, which inspired those who drew them up, and also to see how they did it. Naturally, each compiler chose a method suited to his own needs. Therefore, the methods are different, and it becomes necessary to search for the framework on which each repertory is built before we can use it intelligently. Repertories had to be made to serve as a ready index to the vast structure of homeopathic symptomatology. That is why masters in materia medica applied their mind to discover a method of selection of the simillimum. To meet the challenges of the exploding homeopathic materia medica, the repertory was born. History of repertory started with Hahnemann. He coined the word repertory to the index to his materia medica. The word repertory is not a medical term, but borrowed from the feudal vocabulary. The word is derived from the Latin word repertorium, which means a storehouse of weapons. If you recollect, Europe during Hahnemann's time was divided into many kingdoms which were at loggerhead with each other. The repertoria were constructed at the frontiers of each kingdom for quick distribution of arms and ammunition to their soldiers in an eventuality of an attack at the neighboring kingdom or at the time of self-defense when attacked. Hahnemann could not have named the index of his materia medica a more appropriate name than the repertory. The purpose of compiling index was to quickly search for an appropriate remedy, here weapon, for annihilation or vanquishing the disease, here the enemy. Hahnemann became conscious of the need for suitable index to his growing homeopathic materia medica. The very primordial repertory was compiled by him way back in 1805 in his famous work in Latin known as Fragmenta de Verbis Medicamentorum Positivis. This voluminous work had two parts, and the second part was the appendix or the repertory. Many repertories are published since the time of Fragmenta de Verbis Medicamentorum Positivis right up to the present time, when we have many so-called user-friendly screen-based software programs which are available in the market today. Homeopaths today are fortunate lot because they have so many repertories that they can choose from them like they choose their breakfast, lunch or dinner. The need of repertory was felt by those who proved drugs themselves and in whose memory the drug impression were very fresh and in those times when the drugs were comparatively very few. Today it is all the more needed when the number of drugs in our homeopathic materia medica has mounted manifold. Today we have over 3000 remedies. With this we end the introduction. In my next video we shall talk about the early repertories or the repertories of Hahnemannian era. Dhanyavad. Thank you.